This is a magnifying glass, so you can see my skin, and I'll tell you the motion I can feel is a crushing, aching, stinging feeling as it's moving. And if you look, you'll see how subtle it just slowly glides around, merges back together. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I've had this now for 10 years and I still can't get my head around it. It's one weird and horrible to live with illness. You never feel clean. You're in pain because it moves through your skin, because it's like it lives in the layers of your skin and grows, thickens itself. And basically, all I can describe it as is like the film Exorcist. Do you know what I mean? Your body's just not your own. It is horrible. You can't make plans for any social events. Nothing. Because this just pops up whenever it feels like it. Any time of day, but mainly it's a lot worse at night. You know, I don't know why that is. But it's not nice. I'll try and get a bit closer for you. Fidget too much. Isn't it like something from friggin' X-Files, man? You fucking see this shit in films. Look at it. Can you see it slowly moving down bottom of my leg there? It's pink on one side. Fucking really weird colour and a big stripe coming across my leg now. And in like a... No, I can't even describe colour. Look, now the white bit's merging. You'll see white track marks and scratches will probably emerging or something. Oh yeah, there's one. Two. Swear, just don't know how they can leave us with this illness with no treatment. Look at this. I mean, before I found out that I had Lyme disease, I was slowly dying and I was in pain. I couldn't move every day. About, I'd say a good 2.5 years I were at that point. And my kids and my husband, they knew I was dying. And every time I went to a doctor's or a hospital, I got turned away, dismissed. Right, and then this one day, the first ever fibre that I experienced come out of my leg. And I swear I was freaking out. I shit myself. I was in the house on my own at the time. And then my husband come walking through the door. And he seen me in a right panic with this fur ball thing coming out of me. The top of me knee on my leg. And if it wasn't for them fibres, I would never have got the diagnosis of that Morgellons disease, right? And that diagnosis led me to the Charles E. Holman Foundation in America. Can you see my ankle going brown? I mean, what's this about? There's just no need. I say here, it causes mental health, this shit, with a lot of people who are not strong-minded. I mean, I'm strong-minded, but shit, I've come close a few times to losing my fucking mind over this, because it's like something you see on David Attenborough, Hidden World and shit. Who knew this existed? Because I fucking didn't. Do you know? And all because I was all help clean up. Cleaning a filthy house. That's where I were bitten. And, you know, if it weren't for you, the Charles E. Holman Foundation, or Morgellons Disease Foundation, as you're now known, I wouldn't be alive now. Because seriously, I needed an answer. And you gave it me. And, oh God, I'll be forever grateful. And I've been taking doxycycline now for the past 5 years. And I have flare-ups every now and again where I'm really, really, really bad and I can't interact. But this, what you're watching now through the glass, this is every day, and it's always worse at every night time. But I don't know, it's scaring me a bit because I've not been as ill as this since the beginning when I lost my hair. But I don't know if you've seen it though. It's really subtle how it moves. Just watch my skin pattern changing, moving around, really, really subtly. It's sneaky. Look at it. Let's get up closer. Alright, I'll try and keep it still. Can't promise you I'll be able to do it like, you know.
But it was still apparent that there had been a violent incident there. There was a lot of blood and signs of violence.
Shit, man. It's just horrible.
The scene is littered with trash, and it's not clear exactly what is potential evidence and what is...
Can you see the white stripes moving through my skin?
It will all have to be collected and bagged.
Them lines, and then they go bright white.
This definitely is a very unorganized crime scene.
Look at that.
But then they find something that could give them a solid lead.
And all I ever do is try and scrub it off. I'm living in a fantasy land because this shit's all the way through me now. And all because, no, that not one doctor cared enough to help. I mean, just looking at me, you could see there was something not right. My hair literally turned to metal. You know, I was screaming in agony in the hospital corridor for hours before I got put into a bay. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was dying. Pressure in my brain. Or my husband said, because I just asked him to squeeze my head because of the pressures. I know it sounds strange. He squeezed my scalp and he couldn't believe it because it was like a thick, foamy sponge. And then I finally got took into a bay and they took the temperature and it was 39.9. And then when my husband told them about these fibres that had started appearing through my skin, they just didn't do nothing. They didn't listen. They didn't admit me onto a ward, even though I had a 39.9 temperature reading. As soon as he mentioned them fibres, I got sent home. On another occasion, I went to A&E with my husband because I was feeling really unwell. And a scratch appeared on its own on my chest. Anyway, when we went in to see the triage nurse, my husband was explaining he'd just witnessed this scratch appear. And then he went to point at the scratch and it was gone. And then while we were sat there talking, the triage nurse, the scratch emerged again. And my husband said, look, he said, look at that. She hadn't even moved, touched herself. So he's witnessed it, you know. Look, there's so many stories I could tell you. But anyway, here you go. That's it in action.